So, hello, and
Hello.
welcome to what is the first episode of. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're gonna call it, but Tay here, my good friend Tay. Say hello.
That's me. Hello.
Yeah, my good friend Tay here. He has actually never played Zelda Ocarina of Time. In fact, there are a lot of Zelda games he hasn't played. What was your first real Zelda game that you played?
It would have been Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it was Breath of the Wild, wasn't it? And then we played Wind Waker when you visited last summer, right?
Yeah, we did with Keifa.
Yeah, that's true. And it came to my attention that other than that, you hadn't really played a Zelda game, right?
No,
So,
I have not.
So what this little mini series is going to be about is basically I've told him to play Ocarina of Time, and you are playing you're playing Ocarina of Time on the N64, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. So he's playing it on original hardware, and whatever footage I'm going to be putting on is going to be from the GameCube version. We were discussing a bit about the differences between the GameCube version and the N64 version. The GameCube version, and obviously being somewhat emulated and can have some issues, but on the other hand is much clearer. You prefer the N64 look, don't you?
Yeah, something about the style of it just feels like it fits with the N64.
Yeah. All right. I get it. The N64 was a system that whose signal kind of masked a lot of the graphical oddities of the N64. So when you get it clear like you do on the GameCube, it can look a little off, and I get that. But just for the sake of picture quality, I'm going with the GameCube version.
Right.
I could also have gone with the 3DS, Ocarina of Time 3D version, but I wanted to actually show exactly what it is Tay would have experienced, more or less. So, what this series is going to be is basically me telling Tay that, okay, play until this happens, and then we'll discuss it. So, for the first episode, I told you to beat the very first boss.
Correct.
How did that go? What did you do? How was like starting this game? How was any of that?
It's quite strange because I hadn't played an N64 before really either.
Oh.
Which it was certainly fun to learn the controls.
Yeah, how since you're mentioning that, what do you think about the N64 controller itself?
It's very strange. Very first generation, let's try it and see kind of thing.
I think that's
Clearly
that's a good one.
not refined.
Yeah, no. God damn. Do you bought yours used, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How is the control stick on that?
The one I got with it was a bit loose,
Oh.
but I got another controller that was still pretty tight.
Okay. Yeah, because those things are known for breaking so easily. Like, it's crazy.
Right. I should say my the one I got on the newer one, the tighter one, does feel quite gritty,
Oh.
and it doesn't feel too good.
Oh shit. Sorry. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. I do not have the corona, I swear. Sneezing is not a symptom. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I recently purchased some new N64 controllers as well because we were going to play Mario Party with them. And that is a lot of fun. But I'm staying away from Mario Party 1 like the plague because that one had you rotating the stick so much that you either ended up damaging the analog stick or you end up damaging your hand I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Nintendo had to actually issue like specialized gloves for people who were playing Mario Party 1 because it actually damaged their hands.
Jeez.
Yeah. 90s were a wild time, man. But, okay, back to Ocarina of Time. So you start the game and you're in front of this big-ass tree.
Yeah.
Or, I don't remember. Do you start by seeing Link's nightmares, or do you start by seeing Navi? I think you start with the nightmares.
I don't remember exactly. We should mention that I played this a while ago.
Yeah, we should definitely mention that this was played a while ago, and he's been just letting it sit, which makes this first episode maybe a little unsure of how we're going to do this. But as for the second and third episode, we're going to be, I guess, shooting those episodes pretty much immediately after it has been progressing.
Right.
So, yeah. I also showed you the things that you might have seen some days ago when we did like a little catch-up, because I know that it was a while since you had played this yourself.
Yep. It was good to refresh, but it's still not like playing it again.
Yeah. No, I completely get that. But as for what you do remember... The game starts and you see Link's nightmares, and then you see Navi the fairy talking to the Great Deku Tree.
Yep.
And then the Great Deku Tree says that it's time for you to go on your wonderful quest, or it's time for Link to go on his wonderful quest, and you have to bring Link to me, Navi. And then we get a cute little cutscene where Navi flies around and talks to greets the different people around in the Kokiri Forest, and then, yeah, smacks her face on one of the posts, and then flies in through your door. I gotta say, when I first saw that as a kid, because I played this as a kid when it came out, I remember seeing like the Navi first-person perspective. That freaking blew my mind. Oh my god, games can be this?
I remember when I first saw that, I thought it was quite disorienting.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that.
I get it.
And I'm not normally one to be disoriented by games either.
I hear you. So, yeah. And then Navi wakes up Link, tells him that, hey, the Deku Tree has summoned you, bitch. Fucking get a move on.
Hello, bitch.
Well, that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And then you go out and you see Saria, your childhood friend, who with beautiful green hair waving at you, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah. I have to say wonderful because I remember when did the game come out? 1997? So that would be 6-year-old me thought she was hella cute.
It was before I was even born.
Oof. Way to make me feel like the boomer here.
I mean, rightfully so.
Oh, come on. I'm one of the hip boomers. I'm a zoomer.
A hip boomer. My God.
Yeah, more like broke my hip boomer. So it's at that point where you get the control over the game. So tell me what you had to do and how you decided to solve that.
I remember running around, just kind of exploring and talking to people. And I saw a bunch of signs outside an area that seemed to be pointing towards an area I'd need a sword for. Mm-hmm. So I went looking for a sword.
That's up by the Know-It-All brothers, right?
Yeah. And I went running around, explored the Lost Forest, or Lost Woods. Is it Lost Woods or Lost Forest?
It's Lost Woods.
woods, right?
But I mean,
Messed
I get
around
what
in
you mean
there.
anyway, so it's no skin off my back.
Just sake of clarity. But I couldn't find a sword. I eventually resolved to just climbing through the small hole in the wall. And I found the sword in there, but I felt a little misled because the signs
Seem to say that, hey, this is how you use a sword, and it's a maze, and everything past that would probably be more stuff you needed the sword for.
Yeah, I figured that would be like a training area for
Yeah.
it or something.
Yeah, I get you. Why did you know that you needed a sword?
The signs mentioned like don't cut down signs with a sword or something.
No, but you said you needed to find a sword.
Oh, right, because the guy outside or by the exits doesn't want you to leave and is all in your face.
Mido. I think everybody who has played Ocarina of Time remembers Mido. I personally think that he is an absolute turd burglar.
I was gonna call him a dingle, but
Oof, harsh words, dude.
yeah. Well, I mean, harsh words for a harsh feeling.
Yeah, but honestly, Mido's kind of a dick.
Yep.
He's super in your face about things, and yeah. Also, he says that he will never accept us as one of them, which
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, it's like extremely rude, dude.
Yeah. Uncool.
Yeah, uncool.
It's not very cash money.
But the thing was, like, he seems so flippant about it. He's so rude. He's so yeah. He's just not a very good person.
I hope I get to stick it to him at some point in the future.
We'll see. We'll see.
Is he actually secretly Ganon?
I'm gonna put it like this. My friend Simon, he said that Mido is a little bit like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings, and that
Right.
in the end, he will have a role to play.
Interesting.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sure I agree with this. Everyone who's played it knows how much of a non-character Mido fucking is, but but yeah, you will. All I'll say is that you will see him later in the game.
All right.
So you can look forward to that. Will he be better? Will he be worse? That's something I'm interested in hearing you talk about. In any case, you found a sword. Now what?
I also needed a shield because Mido wanted me to have a shield. Being a dingle still.
Yeah. Go on.
That required rupees, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went around and explored more and found enough rupees.
Yeah. 40 rupees to be exact.
Right.
Did you use any exploits, or did you actually just explore everywhere?
I certainly didn't do any exploits intentionally.
Because I remember there's this twin brother's house or something like that where I used to always go in, smash the 2 pots that are there. That gives you a 1 rupee and a 5 rupee. And then
Right.
leave and then go back and smash them again. That's what I did as a kid.
I went in there once and one of the rupees got stuck on top of a pile of logs, which made it a bit harder.
Were inaccessible to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen. And then after that, you ended up buying the shield. What did you think about the shopkeeper?
I don't remember him being particularly notable.
No,
He was short, wasn't he?
yeah, he's short and he does this like little. I guess he's trying to jump up on the counter or something.
Right. I remember taking note of something like that when we were replaying it.
He's at least very fidgety and very very weird in that sense.
Right.
But yeah, okay. So, you finally get your sword. You finally got your shield. Was there anything about Kokiri Forest you'd like to mention? Like Did you like the atmosphere or the music, or was it nice? How does that area make you feel?
Music is wonderful. Very, very charming and uplifting.
Oh, speaking of atmosphere and music that is charming and uplifting, I remember you said something about the Lost Woods.
Yeah, there is an echo in the Lost Woods.
Yeah.
A very quick echo, like very short delay between echoes. For some reason, I find it extremely unsettling.
Like this, I think you described it as a deep primal fear.
Yeah, like nightmarish. It's very spooky to me, and I don't know why exactly.
It's interesting. I'm gonna try to splice in audio of this from the footage, so that you can maybe hear it. Those of you who are watching this. So yeah. Anyway, after that, what happened?
Enjoy that. We stick it to Mido and can finally get past him. Head on to the Deku tree.
Yeah. The Deku tree. Big, intimidating looking tree with a friggin' mustache.
Yeah. He's charming.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaks in like this old ancient dialogue. Like, this is what you need to do. Thine fate depends on it. Like, I imagine him having like a really deep voice and like, kind of like a grandfather telling a story.
Whenever you do impressions, you always have that very low, gravelly voice.
Whenever I do impressions?
Yeah.
Really?
Of him.
Of him, yeah. Right.
Yeah. Not every impression.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, do I sound like that when I do female characters as well?
Right.
So, yeah. He talks to you a bit, and then he asks you if you have the courage to break a curse on him.
And I said yes, because I feel I'm worthy.
Yeah.
To take the quest.
Yeah. I believe
I recall you mentioned... I recall you mentioned you said no.
Yes, I did. The first time I said no, or I think it was the first time. In any case, I said no just to see what would happen. And I think that this is a long time ago, but I think the tree just basically said, well, okay, fuck you then. And just didn't open his mouth at all. And I was just stuck there. Like, I have no idea how to make him open his mouth anymore, but I remember having to restart my file.
Hey, you beat the game.
Yeah.
Was that 3%?
Yeah, 3%. Not 3%, 3%.
Right. Courage percent?
Courage percent. Courage percent speedrun of Zelda Ocarina of Time. We have fun.
I'll see that taking over the speedrun community soon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be a hit. So you went into the Great Deku Tree. Tell us what you saw and what happened.
You go inside the Deku Tree and seems like a dungeon area.
Interesting.
There's a web on the floor with the long fall, it would seem. Long way to climb. Evidently, the Deku Tree has no internals.
Yeah, he's
or
hollow.
He's powered by spiders or something.
He's hollow. You're right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't even consider that. He is actually hollow. Holy crap.
Quite strange.
Huh.
Wonder how he functions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's magic. I think you gotta explain shit.
Fair. He is a talking tree.
Yeah. Logic need not apply.
Once we're at that point, it's kind of a moot.
Yeah. So what did you do? What was the next thing that happened?
I just continued through the dungeon, climbing upwards. I don't remember the exact timeline of things.
No, but at some point you should have passed a large chest that had its own little cutscene when you opened it. That contained the dungeon map.
Oh, right.
Did you remember that?
Not 100%.
It's in front of this vined wall with a lot of spiders on it.
Oh, right. That's where it was.
Yeah. And if you try climbing the vines, the spiders will just attack you. So you had to find somewhere else to go. Where did you go?
Right. Wasn't there another door or something?
Yes, there was another door where you meet a Deku scrub. Deku,
Right.
Deku, Dookie.
I don't think it's that.
Are you sure? It's a Dookie scrub, aka a toilet brush.
Wow.
No,
Top tier humor here.
hey, don't out me like that. No,
But I can't say much. I'm laughing at it. I don't have much ground to stand on.
That's true. So yeah, Deku. I don't know what people are gonna call it. I think. What do you want to call him?
I just called him Deku Scrub.
Deku. Okay, yeah, I'm with you there. So yeah, you have a Deku scrub there. I'm sorry, I can't get Dookie scrub out of my mind now.
I don't blame you.
Okay, so you find a toilet brush in there, a Dookie scrub, and
he spits some nut at you.
oh no.
Which, thanks to the trusty shield, I was able to block.
Yeah. And what happened when you blocked it?
Reflects it back into him, and he gets all winded and scared.
Yeah, he gets out of his nest and starts jumping around.
Starts freaking out. Not social distancing as he should.
Yeah, no. Or that is, he is the social distancing, and you're going to try to infect him with the corona, since you have to run up
we're the
next
bad guys. Oh.
That's at least what I think they meant. I mean, this game was made in 1997, so it's a little bit difficult to really interpret what it is they meant. But I'm pretty sure it was a nod to 2020 that they tried doing there.
Fair.
All right. Well, in any case, so he runs around and then you run up to him and you kind of beat him.
I went up and whapped him.
Yeah. You don't even have to whap him. He will just be like, okay, no, you got too close. Here, have a heart. See ya.
I took the American approach and just attacked first and.
Holy shit! You found
later.
an AR-15? No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're very forward thinking in Ocarina of Time. That's the time part.
Yeah. Oh man. When talking about timeline and an Ocarina of Time, that is going to be a very complicated issue later on. But we'll get there when we get to later Zelda games.
Right.
So, the Dookie scrub.
Oh no. I guess that's their official name now. Inside the Dookie tree.
Inside the Dookie, the hollow Dookie tree.
Oh no.
Oh,
so much for magic.
Oh no. Oh crap. Which is a different word for Dookie. Oh my god, we can't sit here and derail this whole thing laughing our asses off at a poo-poo joke.
We're mature.
Very mature. Holy crap. Okay, so the deck is... No.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We ruined it.
Okay. Shit. Okay, wait. I got it. So the Deku scrub. This is not that funny. Why are we laughing?
Oh no.
Okay. Deku scrub
The Deku
defeated.
scrub.
You go into the next room, where there's like this huge platform just floating in the air.
A huge platform.
Yeah, it's the room where you get the slingshot.
Slingshot.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
You don't? Okay. So, it's this room where there's a ledge in front of you. You might not even notice the platform being a platform before you already jump on it, and then it falls down. But the room will have a platform that will let you get to the other ledge, where you'll find another big chest that contains the slingshot.
Right.
And with the slingshot, there is a ladder in a spider web that is stuck. The platform is gone, so you can't get back to where you once were. And the room itself is a dead end.
I remember now.
Yeah.
I find it easy to get the later parts of the dungeon mixed up.
Yeah. No, I get that. There are basically two halves of this dungeon. One is before you break through the web, and the other one is after, of course.
Right.
So, yeah.
I think also when you replayed it, you figured out that you could sneak past the spiders.
Yeah, that was fun. Simon.
And that confused me as to how it was divided up.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. No, I get that. But for the most part, it's supposed to be like you have to go get the slingshot and then you have to climb up.
Right.
But yeah, you got the slingshot. Did you find it difficult to find out what to do?
I don't think I had much problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it was just a matter of time until I saw the ladder that you had to shoot.
Yeah.
Especially on the N64 where it's kind of blurry.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me. Are you using regular composite cables or do you have S-Video?
It's composite.
Okay, because it does get a little bit clearer with S-Video.
Yep. Yeah, it's about as low quality as it'll get.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's how I guess most people played Nintendo 64 games. And Ocarina of Time has definitely stood the test of time. So it's interesting for you to play the game exactly like how it would be for, well, maybe not exactly. You're not playing it on a CRT.
No, I'm big TV, which is a little bit different.
Yeah, I can see that.
As a kid, I would sit in front of the small CRT with my GameCube.
Oh,
because that was my first real console.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so yeah, what happened then?
Went out, shot the spiders.
Yep.
Then continued up.
Yeah. Continued up.
And I believe this is where you were intended to jump off and break through the web.
Yeah. Correct.
I did not catch on to that at first. Was there anything else up there?
Yeah, there's a room where you can get the compass. Where it's
Right.
like you go into the room and then the door behind you will lock until you figure out that you can light sticks on fire.
Oh, right.
And also
with the platforms moving.
Yeah, and also there's a
rising.
button that will have some platforms rise up. There's a gold Skulltula in there, and if you kill it, you can get the gold Skulltula token. You don't know what these do yet, but you've maybe seen them around.
Do you throw them at Mido?
We'll see.
Maybe they're heavy.
We'll see. And if you manage to jump across the platforms, you get the compass. But that's all that's up there.
I took that as the reward for getting the slingshot.
Right.
And this was something I was meaning to mention. In the first level of the dungeon, there's a kind of diving board platform
Yeah.
over the web with a heart on the, like, off the edge of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped off of it and saw that you landed on the web, and it bounced in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that was how you were intended to get through the web and continue on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't catch that you were supposed to jump from the very top.
No, I get that.
I guess I missed any signs pointing to that, or because it's a older game, the messaging, like subconscious messaging, wasn't as clear.
The conveyance.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I do remember me also struggling to find that out. I guess it's also a little bit because we know like the language of games. We kind of know a little bit what to expect, and using gravity in an N64 game to break through something, it seems a little bit. Let's just say it feels a little bit ahead of its time.
Right.
So I guess that might be it. It's very much thinking outside the box, which I really do like. I think it's a wonderful puzzle to introduce you to what will come later.
Yeah. Ditto to the torches.
Yeah. Yeah, the torch mechanic is also something that you're definitely going to see. But you finally managed to break through.
Yep.
And down there, the whole thing suddenly seems a bit more mechanic, or at least more man-made. There are... it looks like you're in some sort of sewage system with bars blocking off, like acting like filters or something. It makes me wonder if the Great Deku Tree, or Great Deku Tree rather, was built on or grew on top of something, some old ruins or whatever. I'm not sure.
Definitely seems like it.
Yeah, because it's very much like there's metal stuff down there, like sconces, torches, these sorts of things made out of metal.
I doubt he grew those himself.
I
doubt he grew those himself.
Yeah, that would be weird. But
he has magic, so...
Yeah. Who knows? Don't ask what the water is, then.
Is that the Dookie water?
Yes. The fresh Dookie water.
Oh, dear. It's a dirty water.
In any case, so basically how this new area is you have to learn how to burn some spider webs, and once you do that, you get into the next room, and you basically go in a circle. You meet a Deku Scrub who, when you beat him, tells you about some code about how to beat his brothers up ahead.
Yep. 23 is number 1.
23 is number 1. It's really interesting that they give you like a mnemonic device like that.
And it's useful.
Yeah, it is useful.
Really useful.
Yeah. And it's fun because I still remember it. Friggin' some 23 years later. Oh my god, 23 years later.
God, you're old.
Yeah, holy crap, I'm old. It'll happen to you too.
Not for a while.
But yeah, it's a pretty smart mnemonic device. And then you pretty much just go around in circles. Some notable rooms are one with a platform going back and forth over water with this like spiky log over it.
Yep.
How did you deal with that room?
I wandered around for a while, very confused. I tried to swim under it, but of course you can't get up on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But I eventually saw the button at the bottom.
Yeah.
That was quite difficult to see because of the limited color palette and limited resolution.
I can imagine. I remember getting stuck there too when I was a child.
I assume color blindness did not help that either.
Well, I don't feel like color really plays a lot into that because color-wise, they are really quite similar, I felt.
But even more similar to me.
I suppose they would be.
Any differentiation is largely gone.
Yeah, I don't think there was much differentiation though. I think what you really have to look for is the difference in luminance or in contrasts. Basically, the button has a dark symbol on top, and that's how I find it, at least.
I mean, the difference will still be negated somewhat as well, because it's all based on color. Oh, you have the corona?
I swear I do not have the corona. I got some coffee stuck in my throat.
Hold on. Put a mask over the mic.
Actually,
everyone's sick.
The mic has a sock on it. Not an actual sock, a wind sock. I'm not going around putting dirty laundry over my microphones.
Is that just how you deal with it?
So, but yeah, okay. I can imagine, yeah, you having some color blindness will probably make you see things in this game a bit different than I do. I wonder how that is going to be going forward, how clear all of that is going to be.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's not so much specifically now that I think it made a huge difference, but it might affect how the game conveys things to me.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. A lot of games...
Because it is a very brownish color palette.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time is full of earthy tones.
And
so there's going to be a lot of...
Differentiating those is something I struggle with.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of green, reds, and browns. Lucky you. For those who do not know, Tay is Dutan, colorblind. He struggles to tell the difference between red and green.
It's fun.
It's it's definitely something that we should think about going forward. I especially wonder how it's going to be for you telling the difference between red rupees and green rupees. Because those are functionally entirely the same for you, I think.
Right.
Like there is nothing except color to differentiate.
It could be that they're tones I don't struggle with.
Yeah, that could be. That could absolutely be.
Because it's not like I can't see red or green. It depends on the hue.
Yeah. Probably the hue and luminance, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in any case, so that room cleared. You end up in a room, a big circular room where there are eggs in the ceiling.
Oh, right. That's a fun room.
That is. What did you feel about that?
I didn't like them.
How did you react?
I want to go back.
How did you react when they...
I think I tried to skirt around the edge.
Right. So you noticed the eggs before?
I believe so, because I got in the room, and since I had realized a lot of it is trying to see what options I have.
Oh.
Like noticing ladders above doors, buttons above doors. I tried to look around more.
Oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting, because a lot of puzzles in Ocarina of Time are indeed very much like that. They are in my case, I had not picked up on that when I played it the first time, so I just ran straight into the room and got so fucking scared when one of those eggs fell down and a little spider creature started chasing me. That was terrifying.
Yeah, I imagine.
But you actually managed to avoid them and not have any spiders fall down?
Oh, I still went under them because I didn't know what they did.
Oh.
But I noticed them.
Right. Interesting. Did you fight them?
I think so.
Yeah, it's been a while, so yeah. In any case...
I should say, you mentioned you didn't pick up on it. I went in this with the intention of talking about it, So I was trying to look more in depth at what was happening
Yeah.
and take note of things.
Yeah, this is an idea we've had for a while, but not really had the time or the chance to really do it effectively. So right now we're mostly on the, let's just do it so that you can go experience more of Zelda games instead of putting it off all the time.
Right.
So I hope and I think that this is going to be good. We'll just see what happens. After you clear that room, there's a torch you'll have to light, and then you'll have to run over and light some webbing on fire, and then you can crawl through a little hole.
All right.
Where do you find yourself now?
Wasn't that in the room before the boss?
No, at this moment, when you crawl through that little hole, you find yourself up on the plateau in the first room when you fell down.
Oh, right.
When you broke through.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I jumped down and didn't push the block off, I believe.
Oh, right. And
the block is required to get back up because there's a spider web on the floor that you need to burn.
So the idea is that you have to burn the spider web, but you jumped down.
And didn't move the block that enabled you to get back up.
So you had to go around again?
Yep.
Great.
That was fun.
So when you went around and you finally got back, did it take you long to figure out how to solve that puzzle?
No, not too long.
I see.
Because we had already done the burning of spider webs. So I understood the concept pretty quick.
Yeah. All right. Great.
Right, and that drops you down to the room before the boss.
Yeah, where you hit some dookie water. that water is very greenish.
That was very stagnant.
Yeah, very stagnant. Absolutely lives up to the dookie part. And then what happened was you see 3 Deku scrubs.
Wonder if there's a helpful code I could think of. Was it 32 is number 1?
Yeah, it's
number 1 is.
It's 12 is number 3.
23. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. So you beat those.
Yep.
And it's time for the boss.
Indeed.
Explain to me what was going through your mind when you walked in there.
Wow, this is dark. What's happening?
Yeah, it gets pretty dark in there.
I should also mention I was playing it very close to my TV with all the lights off at night.
Oh, wonderful.
Which was, I wanted to have the real experience playing it.
Yeah, cool.
Also, you had to sit close because the N64 cable is very short.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it's not much of a choice.
Yeah, it's like 3 feet or a meter long.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
I walked around, saw a ominous glowing thing on the ceiling that I couldn't really make out what exactly it was.
Yeah. So
and then spider time.
So yeah, spider time. Did you find the boss difficult?
Confusing at first.
Confusing. How so?
I died a few times to it.
Oh.
Because I at first thought it was phase based.
Right.
Coming into this, maybe it's a more modern perspective. But I expected it to be like 3 phases of hitting her, and then she goes on the ceiling and does something, drops the eggs or whatever.
Right. So you thought you'd damage her a little bit, and then she would get up and move, and then you'd have to wait for her to do something else, and yeah.
So I did that 3 times and eventually just kind of lost the war of attrition.
Right.
because I was trying to fight all the spider things she was dropping as well.
Right. So you thought that you couldn't damage her or do anything while she was in the ceiling phase and had to wait until she got back down?
Indeed.
Oh, yeah, I see. Now I'm with you. All right. So you lost the War of Attrition and you died a couple of times. When you finally beat her, what was your strategy then?
The same thing. I was just better.
Oh, so you actually did win the War of Attrition in the end?
Yeah, it just took a little bit of time to figure out how to deal easily with the things she dropped.
Right. Because you can actually shoot her when her eye turns red while she's hanging on the ceiling.
Oh, the eye turns red, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Well, there we go. That's the first one, I guess.
I don't know if I noticed it or not, but I also don't know if that's due to colorblindness.
Yeah.
I think I was more just locked into thinking it was phase-based.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking about trying to damage her while she was on the ceiling.
Yeah, I see.
So I wasn't looking for openings up there.
Yeah. So the next thing that happens is that you beat her.
Yeah.
You ended up beating her and you won that War of Attrition. Good job.
Nice sense of pride and accomplishment.
Yeah. Actual pride and accomplishment.
Yeah.
So what happened after that? Do you remember?
You walk out and the Deku tree is not having a good time.
No, you could say that. Yeah, we learn then that there's this evil man named Ganondorf with green skin, and that's how you can tell he's evil, I guess. Because I think he's the only character in, like, anything Zelda who has green skin.
Right.
It's,
Really?
I think...
Green skin.
Well... No, obviously, the flames surrounding him is also giving you a little bit of context to this person being evil.
Yeah, it conveys it a little bit as well.
Yeah, just a bit. And
I can tell his skin is like very oddly colored.
Yeah. And then the Deku Tree tells you about the curse that Ganon laid on him because he wanted the spiritual stone of the forest. A stone that...
Right, that was the...
Yeah, that was the little, like, snail house thing.
The really shiny thing.
The really shiny thing. Yeah, I really like how the N64 shades stuff when you first get them.
Very futuristic.
Yeah, I especially...
Reminds me of the SpongeBob episode where they're in the year, like, 3000 and everything is chrome.
I see. The spiritual stone. The Deku Tree gives you the spiritual stone of the forest. A very shiny, very pretty stone. It's also green, so that's. I think it's called a Kokiri Emerald.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you get the Kokiri Emerald, and then the Deku Tree tells you that he was doomed from the start. The curse might have been broken, but he was already past the point of no return, and then he just dies in front of you.
He withers away.
He withers away. He turns a different color.
Maybe that's why he was hollow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that is why he was hollow. Like, yeah, that might be why he died. Now that you mention it. I mean, that would make sense.
A little problematic for a tree.
Yeah, to be hollow and not be able to absorb nutrients from the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Especially when your ground is a sewer.
Ew. Stagnant sewer, dookie water. And then, did you do anything else after that? Did you talk to Mido again? Because he blocks your way out.
I walked back into the Kokiri village.
Yeah. Mido, of course, blaming you for the death of the Deku Tree, because that's just how cool he is.
Classic Mido.
Classic Mido. We've known him for 5 minutes, but classic Mido. The Deku Tree has urged you in his final words to go to Hyrule Castle to meet the Princess of Destiny, which we all know as Marasov. No, wrong Destiny.
Absolutely.
Sorry. It's the Princess of Destiny, and that's where you stopped, right? You haven't done anything else.
Correct.
Now that you have the slingshot, I recommend you go back into the Lost Woods, and there's because you explored there, right? So you must have seen the target that is hanging from one of the trees.
Yep.
Yeah. Get bullseye there 3 times. And you'll get a little something. And after that, I would like you to... Well, we could do this dungeon-wise, but getting to...
I can imagine it being difficult to explain where I need to get to without spoiling things.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where you need to get to, but
get to the part before Zelda dies.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part. No, there is I could say after the second dungeon, but there is a significant amount of stuff you kind of have to do before you reach the second dungeon.
Right.
So, in the interest of making the next episode maybe a tad bit shorter, because this is already 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
And that's just one dungeon. And in the interest of making the next episode just a smidge shorter, let's say you have free reign to explore as much as you want, but the one thing I want you to do, when you've done this, and I want you to stop after you've done this, and that is after you learn... no, I can't really say that. After you've visited Hyrule Castle.
Right. Okay.
And after that, do not continue.
All right.
Okay. So, so far, what do you think of Ocarina of Time?
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
It's obviously a very short amount of time played.
Yeah.
Very little of the game seen, but
I'm sure that this thing here is already longer than you played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. So we'll try to be a bit faster in the future. But
to be fair, this was also introducing things. And
yeah, that is true. Well, I can tell you that I've had a lot of fun talking about this so far.
Yeah, it was fun laughing about Dookie.
Dookie scrubs.
the mature adults we are.
Like the adults we are, yeah. So, yeah.
That was half the episode.
Yeah. Absolutely. So first episode is now over. If you guys have any questions, I mean, I would assume that you are going to check the comments, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So try to not spoil too much. Tay is going to be checking out the comments.
You can also vet them for me before I go there.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could I could possibly do that. That would be more work though. I would prefer not having to. So I'm gonna say rather try to not spoil anything. But if you guys have any feedback for how this format is presented and all that, please let me know. This is a series where I'm not really sure what it is I want out of it, but I think there's value in re-experiencing Ocarina of Time for the first time through Tay. So
right.
Because of that, please let me know what you guys think. And
it is still fun to do.
Yeah. I would assume that it makes you think more about the game in a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said, I went into it kind of wanting to analyze it a little bit more.
I see.
So I was thinking a little bit more about everything in it, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's honestly, that is pretty cool. I do appreciate that. So,
And it should be said, I'm normally someone who goes through a game not thinking too much about it.
right. Well, that's I find this very, very interesting.
Yeah.
For the next episode, since it's hopefully going to be happening relatively soon after this one, what I'm not going to be playing through. I mean, obviously, I would have to play through Ocarina of Time in order to get the footage that I need. And kind of one of the reasons we're doing this is because I accidentally managed to lose like all of my footage from N to Z, or N to Z.
I don't believe in Z.
So because of that, I lost all footage I ever had of Zelda, anything Zelda. So this is a good reason to for me to go back and grab more footage. So yeah, I think that's I think that could be fun, and it's like a win-win situation. All right. Yeah, if you have any feedback on what we can do to make this episode flow better or something like that, please let me know. Let us know. Please let us know what you think about this. This is extremely experimental. I'll have to admit. This is also,
regardless of if this gets watched or not, I'd still like to keep doing it because it's quite fun.
Yeah. No, I'd love to. It's I'm probably, just because I don't want to spam people on my main channel, I'm probably gonna put this on Focie Place.
Right.
Because that way I can actually, with good conscience, push this out to whomever is subscribing. And yeah. Is that okay with you, or did you want to appear on my main channel?
Oh, no, that's fine.
All right.
This is, I suppose, somewhat sort of a
Let's play
thing.
Yeah, it is somewhat. Somewhat more. It's
more similar to a Let's Play than your main videos.
Yeah, definitely. Which is why I feel like they fit better on Focie Place. But okay, I think that's all we need to say at this point. Thank you so much for doing this with me. It's
yeah, no problem.
I had a lot of fun with this, and any chance I have to just talk about an old favorite of mine is just it's an opportunity I will take, to put it that way.
Yeah, I'm excited to experience more of it.
All right. So after you visit Hyrule Castle, we'll make the next episode.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.